We're live. We're live, guys. We're live. Hello.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, actually, I guess, for Kat. Hey?
Yep. Early evening. Sorry, I am brain dead, so I'm going to let Brittany talk for a while. Because
Okay, so today we're going to pick up the topic on what happens when you're feeling really down and you're feeling dead. You know, you can't really think, you can't focus, you're not being productive. Things are just being thrown at you. And the first thing that comes to my mind when we're talking about this is health. And of course, so I would, if I get into a state where I am like crippled, I can't do anything, I can't think. The best thing for myself is to take a step back and just focus on myself. I have a bath, or I have a shake, or I do something that's relaxing, and take a break, because you really can't do anything at that point if you keep pushing yourself to be productive in any way, or whatever. Then you're just going to end up beating yourself up because you're not going to be. So, we all have these times. We all have these windows where we're just like, I feel like I'm useless these days. And when that comes up, don't feel like you're an alien, because it is normal. We can only handle so much. We have so much being thrown at us from every direction, so much stimulation, and so much responsibility, so much to take care of and think about and worry about and stress about. And so at that time, just take a step out of everything and focus inwards, focus on yourself, listen to some audio, read a book, disconnect from the world outside of you, and just stay within. Have a bath, like I said, eat some good food, and relax. And that motivation will come back if you're using that time wisely.
Okay.
Not only the motivation, just the ability for your mind to wake up and start jumping into focus again. So that's definitely what I would do in a situation.
No,
in that.
Totally get you. I don't have a bath anymore, which is, I used to live in the bathtub, so it's really difficult for me. I'd put my essential oils.
Yeah.
I'd go pick flowers in the garden, just shove them in the bath. It would just be heaven. So that's one thing I can't do. But I have found this time my brain is just off. I can't. So yeah, when it does actually sort of kick in, it'll just worthless, blah 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 blah, all this stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
In fact, I was really proud of myself, because I decided that I'm not going to miss meditation, whatever. And I was feeling so, and this is self-sabotage, and this is how it gets to you. And I was doing it later and later, and then obviously the kids would come, and it would be very difficult to meditate when they're having breakfast next to you and all this. So the last 2 days it was like half an hour, and one day I just missed it because something happened, and I just I kept saying, oh, I'll meditate later on. It doesn't matter if I do it in the morning or in the but I didn't meditate at all, and it sort of broke this streak that I've been having. And I think, for me anyway, that sort of made me hit really rock bottom, thinking, well, if I can't even do that, then what's the point, and blah 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 blah. And this morning I was having a really tough time. Plus we have financial issues, which really doesn't help anything at all when you're feeling that way. Sorry, the kids are looking for something. Jessica, we're live, but sorry. That's what happens when you run a home business, right? The kids are back from school. Yes, and so I was really cross with myself, and more beating myself up, and then I just couldn't. I wrote an article, I did some stuff, and I did write an article I thought was quite good, actually. And sometimes I get so down that I sort of dissociate from myself. So it means that I can, because I'm very critical of myself constantly. For Tai Chi, for example, some movements are like this, and I can only get them right when I'm just away from myself. Because when I'm not it's got to be at 2 angles at this angle, when I'm not concentrating on every millimeter of it, then you can just do the movement, right? And I find that sometimes with life, and at the moment, when my brain does go dead, well, it just goes dead, and I have to wait till I hit rock bottom for several days now. It doesn't before you go through phases, obviously, but you go through phases of hitting, you know, which rock bottom you're hitting at the moment. And when you don't hit, when you've gone one step beyond where you're talking about, I guess, you know, which is often where I try and stop, and I just shove it in first, you know, get up. And this time I haven't been able to. And I have been sort of had windows where you're productive because you've got an appointment with this, that, and the other. And, you know, you've got to go and see a client. So you're very productive at that particular point because I'm not me. But as soon as I get back into me, I'm like, oh, you know, the whole world is really heavy. And it's kind of a weird sensation. And I just wanted everyone's take on it because, one thing that did actually help me a lot today was I was just taking the dog out, just, you know, whatever. And I get this SMS from this woman who remembers me from my very beginnings in Bordeaux, and she's asking me to be like some sort of jury for this private school, and they're talking, you know, they're doing their, I think it's their masters or something, and it's got to be in English. So she said, "Oh, I know someone fluent and everything, so, you know, I'm getting a free lunch." That's how she got me. She said, "Oh, come and have a free lunch," and I said, "Oh, okay." Says, but the catch is now, okay. You know, I'm having to be sort of a jury. I haven't really looked into it, but I just thought it really stunned me that someone would think that the English is good enough. Yeah, that's fine. But for the marketing, I mean, they are doing their masters or something. You know, it's not just. I thought, wow, she must, you know, think my work is valuable. So how about I think it's valuable? Started putting a little twist on it, but it'd be interesting if you could write all your comments down below. We do read them, so write them below and see how you deal with this and how, you know, on which spectrum are you at the down end, because there's a spectrum at the top end which I sort of study, and I'm sort of, well, not used to, but because I've studied it, I'm more in tune with that, I guess. But I also think, this is the thought I had, I completely forgotten about actually, I also think that when you're used to, well, as I have been these last, you know, 27 odd years, being sort of the one that's always wrong, or the one that's constantly being questioned, and so you're constantly questioning yourself, you get used to a certain level of, you know, oh, it's normal, I'm useless, and you get on with that. But I haven't yet, you know, always, I can't do the same for, oh, I'm worthy, or that's really good, right? You can't, I haven't got, yes, you know, that's the thing I have to get used to. And I think maybe, sorry, I'm having a conversation here all on my own, but it's working my brain, waiting for your feedback. But I think maybe I'm in the no man's land actually from transforming, actually. So, you know, sorry, just rambling. Any takes on that, Brittany? Oh no, Brittany's gone. Okay, no worry, no worry. We'll just continue. So yes, that would be really interesting to have your views on that. And you know, maybe it's numbness because you're in, you know, this transitional phase of learning to say well done in the positive end of the spectrum, because, you know, I'm not having to question myself so much. I have had a Fadanga goal come true. So yeah, it's quite, you know, something nice to look forward to, in fact. So I'm really glad we had this hangout, and very nice of you to have stuck by. And really, answers on a postcard, please. That's what we used to say in our day. So that's why I always liked when my broadcast, sometimes I end my live videos with that, you know, answers on a postcard. Hey.
Oh, okay.
I was just answers on a postcard, darling. I was just about to finish. I don't know where you got lost.
Okay. Was that me?
I don't know. Was that me?
Well, I don't know. You were frozen.
So were you.
Oh, bizarre. Okay, well, I don't know who caught what. I continued to talk, but who knows what happened. So.
Oh, good. Well, so did I.
We're good. So, I was just saying, you know, like, that this is, yeah, like, I can relate to these ups and downs, and when you're in a down, you inevitably beat the shit out of yourself. And the quicker we learn how to change that state, the better. But it's definitely common. I know that for sure.
Yeah. So yes, I don't know whether you caught the bit where I just had this brainwave when we were talking. Well, I was talking to myself, obviously. I don't know which is live, but it's fascinating now for me. I was just wondering actually, because I've studied the sort of, higher energy levels, and I'm lived with the lower energy levels, shall we say. And I was just wondering actually whether this sort of no man's land was because it's a transition phase, right? And you're maybe learning to sort of, you're used to getting yourself out of this, oh, I'm so useless. And I've got, you're used to flipping that switch. But how about flipping that switch when people are being nice to you, or people, when life is going good for you? I just wondered if that was a sort of no man's land when your brain just doesn't know how to react. So maybe it's just taking time, it's sort of brain non-functioning because it's learning to adapt to a new higher level of energy. And so for now it's sort of,
I like that.
Going sort of level here and then it'll go up, maybe. That's what I thought. So I don't know whether, I was talking, you were talking, so I didn't want this idea to just go unnoticed.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I love that. Because you know what? Sometimes when I fall into something like that, when I come out of it, I feel like unstoppable, even better than before. Yeah. So I really like that. Who knows? Maybe it's true. Yeah. Maybe that's the case.
Well, I was just saying that, I did have Fandanga dream that just came true. My car was like a Fandanga dream for me at the beginning of 2017.
Yeah.
Right to come true is like, maybe I'm just adjusting. I don't know. We'll see. So, yep. That's anyway, as I was saying, I like to say answers on a postcard, please, because that's how we used to do it in the old days before they had the internet. You'd have these kiddies programs that they would say answers on a postcard, and you'd have to send your answer, with A, B, or C, or vote for whatever. It was quite fun.
Ah, okay.
So they would say answers on a postcard, at the end of the year, at the closing speeches.
Yeah.
You've learned something prehistoric today.
Perfect.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well, good find out of that topic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll close off, but see you again next week, and hoping to hear from everybody and see your faces on the call.
Bye.
Bye-bye for now.